well now, hey, oh well, the promised land, going to the promised land. Yes, the promised land, oh gosh now, to the promised land. Well, make a step down to Asmara, then we stopped in Addis Ababa, made our way to Shashamani land, riding on the King's Highway, to the promised land, going to the promised land, oh gosh, to the promised land, oh, to the promised land. Well, there's plenty of land for you and I, by and by. Lots of food to share for everyone. No time for segregation in the promised land. Oh gosh, take me to the promised land. It's the promised land, oh, that's the promised land. But yeah, if you want my loving, and if you want my true loving, if you want my squeezing, if you want my loving, tell me that you love, love. Tell me that you love. Yes, open your heart for me. Whenever I need you, that's when you're not around. There goes my heartbeat. Oh, isn't she sweet? I know how you're feeling day by day. Oh, please don't make me stop and wonder why. But there is no reason why I should cry. I tell you no lie. Oh, why? Say if you want my loving, and if you want my squeezing, if you want my loving, love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the feathers and leave up huge children. Oh yeah, leave up pastor children. Yeah. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Yeah. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah. All right. Here I come with love and now.
Welcome to the New Testament Church at God in Lozell's, Birmingham, where we join family and friends, dignitaries, in saying thanks to God for the life of Sted Wallen. On the 26th of August 2017, the news broke across the city and reverberated around the country and around the world. that Sted had been taken from us. Today we join the family in saying thanks to God for a life lived amongst us. Therefore, to the family, on behalf of every person present in this church and those who are unable to be here for varying reasons, we offer you our deepest condolences. We pray that God will walk with you at this time and sustain you by his mercy and his grace. We are blessed with a number of dignitaries today.
I'm here.
Such is the distinction of this gentleman.
Hello.
We are grateful to every one of them who are here in differing capacities, but here around one common cause, and that is to honor the life of Sted Wallen. We have a number of family members and friends of the community who have also set aside today
Yeah, I think that's me on it.
to come to honor this goodly gentleman. I also offer warm Christian welcome and greetings to you. May you strengthen each other as you strengthen the family. Today, we will get through this because we will stand together. There are a number of my ministerial colleagues who are situated at their own requests within the congregation, and they have done that because they want to be mourning him, but I know I can draw on their strength also. So can I ask you to do something with me and for me? Just turn around to the person on your left or your right, if there is one, and just say to them, we are standing together on behalf of Sted and his family. And if my welcome wasn't up to the required standard that you would desire, do me a favor now and just welcome the person in and around you. Just welcome them. If I ask you to be seated at this time, because you're going to stand shortly after, so just take a moment, pray. The scripture declares, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. The psalmist went further and said, our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. And if we needed an endorsement of a life to come after this, Jesus declared, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whosoever lives and believes in me shall never die. If you have access to a program, this has been put together by the family. They've consulted with me about it, but this reflects what they would like to see happen today. And we will make this happen for them. There are one or two additions to the program in respect of a tribute, but invariably the order that is here will be the order. I will announce the inputs that have been given to me, the additions, and then after, at a certain point, I will proceed with the service running without announcements. We have a very, very tight schedule, and it is important that those who have been blessed with the opportunity to share a tribute actually be very concise in doing so, and try your utmost best to observe the 3-minute rule apart from his immediate family. I know you will try to do this, and if there's a slight overrun, I know it will not be because you have not been trying to observe the time. So can I invite you now to be upstanding as we sing the first hymn, Blessed Assurance. Gospel Explosion, the worship team will be coming to lead us as we sing together.
Can you remain standing for prayer? The songwriter said, Blessed Assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, and washed in His blood. Hallelujah. Just close your eyes. Just reflect of God and His goodness and the mystery, things that we don't understand. But in all things, the scripture said to give thanks. Hallelujah. Father, we thank you for your love, we thank you for your mercies, and we thank you for your goodness. Father, you see the occasion on which we are gathered here, so we commit ourselves into your hands. Our thoughts, our emotions, our tears, which is a language that you understand. We ask at this time that you'll bring comfort, that you'll give us a peace which passeth all understanding, and you'll cast our minds and our thoughts upon your goodness. And we'll thank you. We thank you for life, and we give you thanks for death. Death has brought us together, and we're saying thank you. We don't even understand, but we're still saying thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for mercies, and we thank you for your goodness. We ask now that you'll just bring us your peace and your thought, and allow us to reflect upon your goodness, and bring comfort one to the other, in your precious Son name, Jesus Christ. We give you thanks. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Suzanne. You may be seated, congregation. Sonia at this time is going to share with us the reading of the Word of God from the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 14, verses 1 through to 6. Sonia Wallen.
Good morning, church. God, and also with you. You know, how the Bible states many years. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again. And will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also, and you know the way to where I am going. Come and say to him, Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to you, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except me through me. This is the word of the Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you very much, Sonia, for that. We're going to go into a period of tributes, and for those of you who've not got a program, it's going to be in this order. A tribute shared with us by Trevor McIntosh, followed after immediately by a tribute that has been sent by the Honourable Olivia Rains, government minister who has sports as a part of her overriding portfolio. But this will be read for her by Mrs. Angela Rowe-Howell, who is a Deputy High Commissioner for Jamaica. And then after her will be a tribute from Dr. Beverly Lindsay OBE, followed by a tribute from the next generation Wallens. Can I now invite Trevor McIntosh to come and share his tribute with us? Can we give him a warm hand of applause as he comes?
Morning, church. When I was asked to give a tribute to my dear friend Sted, many evenings I've tried to put something on paper, but nothing would come out. So I've trusted in the Father this morning to just... Can you hear me now? Okay. I'll quickly start again because I've only got 3 minutes. When I was asked to give a tribute to my dear friend Sted, many times I tried to put something on paper, but nothing would come out. So I'm trusting that the Father will give me the knowledge and what to say. What can I say to my dear friends? There's so many memories because we've known each other a long time, done many things together. But one I will not forget is when I had a phone call when Sted got his job at the Channel 4. And anybody knows Sted, he never referred to me as ranking. He said, Ranks! And called him and he says, I've got a job at Channel 4. My exact words to Sted were, so you leave in Handsworth? He said, never rank it. I said, you sure? You never. And the rest has said it all. So that's one memory I will always have with my dear friend. Yeah? We go a long way ranking and Sted. So what I want to say, church and family, is this. I struggle myself to understand why he has gone, but as you can hear, my voice is trembling, but I'll get there. I struggle myself to understand because he was like a brother to me. He led me in many things. But I have to trust that the Father have a role, and only he knows why you are walking that road that nobody else can walk with you. So I'm going to say this to the family and anyone within the church. I do believe in a good book. And one of the famous saying has always been, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, Sted, my friend, Shane, you know, the Father is with you. Because I know from my belief that a man never dies. He moves from the physical, the spiritual. So you've done your works, history will judge you very, very kindly. And my closing words, because time is short, and it's my personal message to a good friend. See, I've even lost the word, but the Father will let me take it back. Sted, I'm calling the name. You're my friend in life. You're my friend in death. You'll be judged. You're a legend within your own right, because you made many of us round hands right here feel, walk, talk, feel good, right? So on that note, I've not got much to say, family, because this is just from the heart. Rest in peace, my brother.
Andrew Trevor, much appreciated. We are now going to listen to the tribute that has been sent by the Honourable Olivia Babsy Grange, Government Minister of Jamaica, who covers the portfolio for sports. This will be read, as I previously said, by the Deputy High Commissioner, Mrs. Angela Rose Howell. Can we show our appreciation to her as she comes at this time?
Bishop Webley, members of the clergy and congregation, Mr. Carl Rice, Deputy Mayor of Birmingham, members of the Wallen family, Mr. Wade Lynn, Honorary Consul, Dr. Beverly Lindsay, dignitaries, officials, members of the Birmingham community, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of High Commissioner Seth Ramakan and the staff of the High Commission, I want to say convey our deepest condolences once again to the Wallen family. It is now my honor to read the message from the Honorable Olivia Babsy Grange, CDMP, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Allow me, on behalf of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, to express regret on the untimely passing of a son of Jamaican soil who has distinguished himself in the arena of global cricket, Mr. Sted Wallen, known to all of us affectionately as the Cricket Ambassador. I want to express my profound condolences to his family, his mother, Mrs. Gloria Wallen, his father, Mr. Sted Wallen Sr., and his siblings, led by his sidekick, Terence Wallen. As you grieve, know this: your son and brother had the respect and affection of a host of sport and cricket enthusiasts the world over. Here in Jamaica, he will be missed now that he has played his final innings and returned to the pavilion where the principal umpire God and his angels applaud him for having distinguished himself both on and off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, God places on some persons the burden of an entire generation. Those to whom this distinction is given are equipped by him with the necessary talents and abilities, attitudes and passion to carry out that divine mission. Those persons then spend their lives in seemingly tireless action and fierce devotion to the cause. They understand very early the gift that God has given them to achieve their ultimate goal in life. For Sted Wallen, that gift was cricket. In his mind, cricket was more than a game. It was life itself, and as life, it could give new life to many persons in search of a better life. This was what Sted Wallen envisioned as he moved around communities in Jamaica during his many visits. He understood what West Indies cricket, under the leadership of game changers such as Sir Viv Richards, Malcolm Marshall, Courtney Walsh, and a host of players, was about, giving new life to the children of slaves who would use the game taught to them by their colonial masters as a part of the process of restoring dignity and pride to an entire West Indian people. Yes, cricket brought new life to a region when these great men walked into Lord's, Old Trafford, or the Oval and punished the English team while the ancestors applauded every boundary. And so, armed with this insight, Sted Wallen took on the game and sought to use it to give new life to grassroots persons who were feeling abandoned or lost. He moved around Jamaica in communities of the disadvantaged and identified their prowess at cricket and used it to give them a new lease on life. To do so, he would tell them stories of his heroes who he would boast that he knew personally, to inspire them to action and change. For this, he became known everywhere as the cricket ambassador. In fact, he's probably cricket's biggest ambassador to grassroots communities. Sted Wallen saw cricket as a way to bring communities together, to promote peace and love in communities, and to engender pride, especially within the young men of these communities. His legacy in Jamaica includes the many schools and communities he touched on every visit. Recently, he brought a full team of players from England in a cricket clinic in which they went around Jamaica and played with schools and community cricket teams, building relationships for encouragement and personal development. Finally, Sted Wallen's passion for cricket and for Jamaica knew no boundary. He would consider every visit to Jamaica as another inning for which an all-rounder he knew how to bat and to bowl well. He never stayed in the gully, and silly mid-ons was not his forte. For him, he would bowl from the pitch, delivering his passion and love for the game and for Jamaica in fine style. The Ministry of Sport of Jamaica will certainly miss him, but we pledge to continue his vision of using cricket to improve the lives of grassroots people by enhancing their sense of self. Today, we salute our cricket ambassador, Sted Wallen, son of the Jamaican soil, of whom the people of Jamaica are proud. May his soul rest in peace.
Deputy High Commissioner, will you please take back for us the sincere appreciation of the family and those who are present here at the funeral today for a wonderful tribute from the government of Jamaica. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite at this time Dr. Beverly Lindsay OBE to come and share her tribute. Like the rest, can I ask you to put your hands together warmly for her as she comes.
Good morning, everyone. Bishop Webley, family, on behalf of myself, the Office of the Lieutenancy, AJN, and the team of Diamond Travel, I'd like to extend my sincere condolences to Terrence's parents, Sted's parents, to Terrence, all the other siblings, his children, and all the family, the Wallen family. Sted was a unique and special person. He was one of a kind. He was a lovable rogue, a Del boy at times, and a modern-day brother and Nancy. But we cannot deny the huge contribution he made to the community, and especially in sports, and of course his main passion, cricket. He was dedicated to the sport and worked hard to promote it. He worked tirelessly to keep the cricket legacy relevant to the community and especially our young people. Over the years, I've worked with Sted on several projects. But one stands out, the Malcolm Marshall Memorial Cricket Tournament, Hansworth Annual Sports and Culture Day. In 1998, I agreed to support Sted on a one-off, and the rest is history. Each year I said to Sted, this is the last time. I need a bank holiday weekend away. I need a holiday. I need to go to church on bank holiday Sunday. I need a life. But each year I found myself running around, ordering and collecting trophies, and in Hansworth Park from dawn to dusk, waiting to hand out trophies to VIP, looking after VIPs, being dog's body for Sted and for cricket. But secretly, I look forward to it because it was a great community event. It brought the community together. If you ask anyone who has a passion how they would like, how they would choose to die if they had a choice, many would say that they would like to do the things that they're passionate about, die doing the things they're passionate about. And that's what Sted did. He was working on cricket when he died. My late son Sean wrote a poem about this, and I'd like to quote a few words from this poem. It goes, if I were a comedian, I'd like to die like Tommy Cooper in the middle of the stage, and people would be shouting more and more, not knowing that I'm dead. You know, most of you know about them. If I was a movie star, I'd like to die like Brandon Lee in the middle of making a movie, and everyone would, all the critics would say, that's the best movie ever. If I was a Casanova, but I can't tell you the rest because I'm in church. Sted died doing what he loved. Only the days before his death, he was running around delivering information about the annual Sports and Culture Day, running in and out of offices, delivering things through letterboxes, people's home, meeting with people in various places in the city, and one of his favorite meeting places, the Kentucky Chicken Shop on Soar Road. I believe Sted's only regret would have been if death had to come so soon, it couldn't have waited just a few more days so that he could have died in Hansford Park with a cricket bat in his hands. He'll be sadly missed by many. Rest in peace, Sted. God bless you all.
Can we put our hands together for Miss Lindsay? The only thing with your tribute, Miss Lindsay, is that you didn't finish it properly. You left out an important part. You didn't tell us what he said about Casanova. But we understand. Wisdom might have prevailed. Huh? Thank you for that. We're now going to have a tribute, and in the programs, it's entitled Next Generation Wallens. So can the next generation Wallens please step forward? Let us show our appreciation to them as they come.
Hello everybody. We are the next generation of Wallens. Our Uncle Sted, as well as our other uncles, have paved the way for us all. Uncle Sted has made a significant input into our lives, and not only has he shown us that if you put your mind and heart into what you love, anything is possible. He has too taught us the importance of perseverance, hard work, education, and last but not least, family. We all love and miss him dearly, and all for our own individual reasons, some of which I'd like to share with you. I love Uncle Sted because after eating his dinner around the table of his paper, he would always crack the front room door, lean in, and hand the newspaper to me before leaving. And although I would always look up, smile, and say, "Thank you, Uncle Sted," I know that he knew I wasn't even going to read it. But that never bothered him. He'd always do it, and the same thing would happen the following week.
I love Uncle Sted because he was never a selfish person. He always put other people before himself, and he always made sure that I'd eaten, so.
I love Uncle Sted because he was a loving person, not only to his family, to friends and community. Rest in peace.
I love Uncle Sted because he always gave the best advice to me.
I love Uncle Sted for doing for doing events in the park and bringing everyone together as a family.
I love Uncle Sted because, as you all know, he had a unique voice, like a smooth, low voice. And every time he spoke to me, he knew I was going to try and laugh, so he used to hold it in, but kept it strong. And rest in peace, Uncle Sted.
Whilst discussing all these memories and reasons as to why we love our Uncle Sted, we have all agreed that minus the ability to play cricket, that Uncle Sted Wallen legacy lives on through all of us. Rest in peace, Uncle Sted.
Sted would have been a proud man to see the next Wallen generation up here. So I think we can do better than that. Come on. All right. As Annette B prepares to contribute her tribute through a solo You Lift Me Up, I have a tribute from a colleague, Reverend Canon Eve Pitt. Eve Pitt is in this congregation, but she didn't feel strong enough to give this tribute because she is grieving the loss of a loved one as well. This is her tribute. May I offer my condolences to the family. He was a supportive colleague. I could always call him if I had a problem. We have been together at social occasions, and I was impressed with his gentle ways. He was a credit to our community. I admired his intellect and his determination. May his soul rest in peace. God bless you all. The Reverend Canon Eve Pitt, a real community minister. Thank you. A number of ministers who are here, I am sure, would endorse that and accept that as a collective contribution from all of us. I would like now at this time to invite Annette B to offer her tribute, and this is through song entitled You Lift Me Up. Immediately after this, Clairo, a cousin of Sted, will come to read the second scripture lesson.
1, 2. Thank you.
To walk on stormy sea.
Thank you, Annette B, for that. Let us put our hands together again for her. Just to keep you up to abreast with what's happening, just to inform you that this funeral service is being streamed live. It's being streamed live for particularly families and friends who are overseas, who are unable to be here, so they can be able to see what's happening in the service. So just to be aware of that. Can I now invite Claire, if she would come and share with us the second scripture reading, please.
Good morning, church. I greet each and everyone in the mighty name of Jesus. The second scripture reading will be taken from 1 Corinthians 15, verses 50 to 55. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claire. We're now going into a second session of tributes. The first tribute in this session will be shared by Carl Rice, Deputy Lord Mayor of Birmingham. Can I ask us to put our hands together for him as he comes at this time?
Good morning, everybody. 3 minutes. Now, unlike other cities, major cities, Birmingham isn't a port, it's not on the coast. We don't have a major river. We aren't rich in natural minerals. Indeed, we have very, very few natural features to speak of. And if you think about it, it's a wonder that the UK's second largest city, home to over 1 million people, is here at all. 3 things led to Birmingham's success and rapid growth: invention, ingenuity, and immigration. In other words, its people and their skills, not its geography or its geology. It was this combination, together with a not insignificant amount of hard work, which helped to bring about major social and economic reforms and created the world's greatest manufacturing city, which has inspired the growth of similar cities around the world. Now, you may think this is a strange way to begin a funeral tribute, but I think it's very apt, because people like Sted Wallen, it's because of him, people like him, that Birmingham is such a great city. Sted was inventive. He was the driving force behind the Sports and Cultural Day, which next year, and there will be one next year, will be celebrating its 20th year. He was ingenious. Just talk to our new leader, Councillor Ian Ward of Birmingham City Council, just how ingenious he was at finding ways that Ian should fund that Sports and Cultural Day. And like me and countless thousands of other people, he was an immigrant to Birmingham who embraced and celebrated the fact that Birmingham is one of the most diverse cities in the world. Sted's profound love of cricket wasn't just because it's a great sport. He saw how it brought people together across all Birmingham's communities, and that extended to the most marginalised in society through the promotion of disability cricket. He was a genius at bringing world-class cricketers to his beloved Handsworth. Sir Viv Richards, Clive Lloyd, Courtney Walsh, Mike Gatting, Wasim Akran, and his hero, Malcolm Marshall, to name but a few. His love for Handsworth Park was undeniable, from the birth of the Handsworth Cavaliers Cricket Club to the annual Birmingham Sports and Cultural Day, which he and his brother Terence delivered for 19 years. Despite the shock and grief at his untimely passing, this year's event did what Sted loved doing most of all: bringing people together. The reason why Birmingham is peaceful, relatively peaceful compared to other diverse parts of the world, is that people here adopt a basic principle and treat people as they would wish to be treated themselves, with respect and dignity. Sted epitomised these qualities. His selfless determination in establishing the annual Sports and Cultural Day is a lasting legacy that will ensure Sted Wallen's name will always be remembered with love, respect and affection. His legacy continues and will continue. His contribution to the city, its links with the Caribbean, his quest to promote Birmingham as a city of great sporting and cultural prowess. He would be delighted that Birmingham is the UK's candidate city for the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Birmingham, heart of the UK, soul of the Commonwealth, qualities that Sted has helped to foster and develop. Sted will be sorely missed by all those who knew him. On behalf of Birmingham City Council and all its citizens, can I express my deepest condolences to all his family and all his friends. Sted may have passed, but he will never, ever be forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you for that contribution on behalf of the city of Birmingham, its people. We now have another tribute, but this tribute will be read by Norma Clark. It's a tribute from His Honourable P.J. Patterson, former Prime Minister of Jamaica. Can I invite Norma at this time to share this tribute with us?
Thank you, Rev. All protocols observed. Good morning, church. A tribute from the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, ON, OCC, PC, and QC, former Prime Minister of Jamaica. No one who knew Sted Wallen escaped the shock of his sudden passing. He left us one short day on his hosting the 19th Annual Sports and Cultural Day in Birmingham. A man blessed with many talents, he will always be remembered for that selfless devotion to uplift the Caribbean community from which he came, and at the same time enrich its contribution to the people and surroundings of a new home. Cricket was his chosen vehicle. He understood what the game meant to the pride and identity of West Indian people and its power in the fight against racial discrimination. Gone much too soon, but Sted has already made his century of runs as he takes his place in that glorious pavilion which only the finest may enter. I extend my profound sympathy to all those bereaved, his parents, his siblings, his children, beloved friends, and close colleagues. P.J. Patterson.
Can I invite now the brothers to come and to pay your tribute to your loved one. Let us put our hands together for the brothers. And can I invite his daughters to be ready, possibly after this, yeah?
Morning, church. Yeah, the whole thing is surreal. Can't believe my brother's passed away. The way I see it, we all have to go one day, and my brother deals with ambition, and looking at the turnout, you can see he's very popular and he's known worldwide. I'm one of the brothers, my name is Ian, better known as Stagger, and all I know about Sted, he deals with ambition, and anything to do with moving forward in life, that's what he's all about. The whole thing is just, I don't know what to say. All I can say, bro, you teach us a lot. You're a legacy, you're an icon. We're very proud of what you've done, and you teach us a lot, and we're still learning. It's a stepping stone. They say I've got 3 minutes to give my look a bit. All I can say, bro, as you go back to your creator, yeah, you just rest in peace, and you will be missed and never forgotten. Love you, bro. Rest in peace.
Sted. To me, Sted. Sted, also known to me as Warren. I remember when Sted come to England in the 70s, right? If you look at some of the pictures in the brochures Terry's put together, you will see what Sted looked like, right? when Sted came here, with all respect to what everybody has spoken, but a lot of people did not know that Sted was a baller. Sted loved football as well as cricket. Sted used to play football on a Sunday, get up early and meet the team he used to play for, right? Which inspired me on the football. Apologies, but I don't like cricket. Football is my thing. Right? What the point I tried to make, Sted was a man who he put his hands in a lot of pots. He wasn't just putting his eggs in one basket. Sted was a very intelligent, articulate brother. Yeah? Sted was a wise brother. Very wise. Sted gave us good advice throughout life. Yeah? Always there for mom and dad. That's more important to me than the, the public life. The family, Sted put first. Everything else came after, which is the way we're going to go anyway. Yeah? Now, Sted also, as everybody knows, is a community fellow. Sted loved to give back to the community. Yeah, he's been doing it for years. And a lot of it's rubbed off on us. As you know, the Wallens, we are community people, approachable people. Yeah, we learn from what Sted has shown us. Right? He also showed us keep the unity. Divided we stand, divided we. United we stand, divided we. United we, divided we. Rest in peace, Sted. We love you.
That's my older brother, so let me hear now, right? I'm sorry to hear about the past of my brother. I just tell my friend, to your own family and friends, just keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
Morning all, thanks for coming today. As you can see, we are for the one tribute of Sted Wallen. And you can see, if you look around, there's loads of people, all different creed, denominations, everybody's come. Last time I've seen so many people like this, there was that Notting Hill Carnival. Last time I've seen so many community was like this. It was actually the Antwerp riots. But Sted had his own unique style. He liked different sports. And like my brother just said, football he liked, but he didn't stick to that too much because he was always offside. Another sport he didn't like, he probably didn't notice, but golf. Because he was a bit slow. And I only know this because he had a friend, a guy from the Far East, Chinese golfer named Hole-in-One. When I got the message on my phone, someone told me Sted died. I thought he meant his hair a different colour. But that was the shock. And I phoned up some family in London and they didn't actually believe it because it came from me. But we all remember Sted in different walks of life. And I only remember him because someone told me he was my brother. You know what I mean? So, we have to remember Sted, Senior, Augustus, George, Emmanuel, Wallen. I don't even know why he's got so many names. I remember once he phoned me up because he had the thing at the park. He said, oh, I've got 3-4 people short. We need to make up the team. I says to him, look man, I'm in my bed. I just ain't got the time, so I put the phone down on him. You shouldn't really do that to your big brother, because I know what cricket really means to him. So he said, oh, come on, I need 3-4 people to make up the cricket team, I said, look, what you want me to do? Get your 3 slips on a gully? Now, I know they only give me 3 minutes, but really I want 3 hours. So, thanks very much, people. Thanks for coming.
Right. There's a star in the making, eh?
Birmingham Comedy Festival.
Did you hear that? The Lord Mayor's inviting you to the Birmingham Comedy Festival. And I thank the brothers for such a well-rounded and funny tribute in part. Huh?
You were a treasure on earth, Dad. I miss you beyond measure. God sent you to me as a blessing on earth, and then called that blessing back to heaven. With your words, you empowered me and many others to do anything they wanted. Wherever you were, Dad, your presence was felt. You left a small and positive impact on our lives and those that you met. Dad, I love you so much. You are my inspiration. Rest in peace, Dad. There will never be anyone like you.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think or shed a tear about you. Today is one of the hardest things I've ever been through, but I know you will continue to love me and guide me while you're in heaven. You meant so much to so many people. You always had that great big smile which would warm up people's hearts. You had a heart full of gold. You're a pure soul. You're my best friend as well as my dad. I'll forever miss you and love you. I know that you're happy and you're no longer in pain. I know you will continue to protect me, and I am heartbroken. I will never forget you. You were 1 in a million. No one will understand the pain it has caused me to lose my best friend and my dad in one. But I love you, and I know you're looking down on me, and you're the most humble and well-known person. You were always there for others, even when least expected. To the man who loved us all unconditionally, we love you, Dad. Rest in peace.
Today was a day I wish was never true, but as the saying goes, God knows best. I know that no matter what or where life takes me, you will always be in my heart. On this day, we were separated in the flesh, and though we are separated in the flesh, I know that your soul I know that it's your soul saying goodbye, but your spirit will always be with me. Your words will remain with me forever. Work hard in school and be good to others. As I think of the mountains, their majesty and magnificence, I will think of your courage and dedication to any task placed at your hands. From this day onwards, as hard as it is for me, your spirit will always be with me. Love, your daughters.
I was saying to Bishop Douglas that I admire their strength, because on occasions like this, we look on, and it must be so difficult carrying all that emotion along with a lot of anxiety to be able to do what you've all done, but particularly his children, his daughters. I think we can put our hands together again for them. We've been seated for a while and we're able now to change our positions if you're in a position to do so. We're going to sing the second hymn, How Great Thou Art. Again, Gospel Explosion will lead us in worship as we sing together. So if you're able to be upstanding, can I invite the congregation to be upstanding for the second hymn? So great is our God. I think every person, I would say overwhelming majority of people in this place, knows the goodness of God in some way. And though we are here at a service of thanksgiving, we are still thankful to God that He has given us the opportunity to have known Sted in some way. So I want us to do something that's important to us as believers, is to give God praise in His own house. So if you are able to do so, let's give the Lord praise in His house in respect to God. Life could be far worse than it is. Amen. Thank you. Because God is a good God. He is a great God. And we don't understand all the facets of life. But one thing we are assured of, when God calls back life, we have a funeral. So that's a powerful God. So I think we just need to honor Him in His house today and be so thankful for the life we have. Sometimes it's not so good. Sometimes our health isn't the best, but when it's taken away from us, this is what it brings. So let us be thankful for life and for each other. God bless you as you're seated. We're now going to go into the final journey of tributes. There's about 4 tributes in this particular order. There's a tribute by Sted's cousin, who is the acting permanent secretary to the Ministry of Culture in Jamaica, and that's Mr. Sidney Bartley. Then we'll be having a tribute from a Channel 4 colleague, David Brooke. And then Sharon Harris will be reading a tribute from Notidar. And then there'll be the final tribute from Sted Wallen, Senior, the father, to bring all the tributes to a conclusion. I know that many have asked and sent requests to pay their tributes, but due to the time and how the family wants to move with this, please do forgive me if you have made a request and I've not been able to honor it. It's for those particular reasons. An opportunity will be given to those back at the 8th Suite, which is the Centennial Center, where you may, if you're available, be given an opportunity to share further with those who will be there. Can I ask us now to put our hands together to receive a tribute from his cousin, the Acting Permanent Secretary, Mr. Sidney Bartley. Oh, sorry. It's on the screen.
Good morning, church. Good morning to all the distinguished guests gathered today on an occasion like this, when we celebrate the life of a star, a grassroots star, in Sted Wallen. A day we never expected, but have to come to deal with. I greet you from Jamaica, the land of his birth. I greet you as one who has known him for all his life. I greet you in memory of the grassroots star. You see, a star is a cosmic being created by an almighty, powerful God to radiate with the glow of God himself. The star glows, burning with fire within, from which it shines forth to lighten up its designated space in the heavens, while blazing down on the earth beneath, enveloping everyone and everything in its glow. From a star comes power to carry out its destiny, to provide light in the darkness so that lost or confused travelers may find their way home or to their various destinations. A star's destiny is to provide warmth against cold nights and days in which so many persons suffer feeling unwanted or rejected by those who could or should help, but simply do not care. But the destiny of God's star is to bring persons to new paths of success, to blaze a trail for others to follow, and to guide them on their journey to a better life. God's star is committed to the development of others. This is the destiny of the grassroots star: to bind up the brokenhearted, to set the captives free, and to remove from prison those that are bound. Words from Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. Stedford George Wallen, also known as Callaghan, also known as Worrell, we salute you today. You are the grassroots star. My cousin, my son of my own making, my now departed, lifeless yet life-giving son. You were and still are the star of your family. You are the star of the grassroots of Birmingham and further afield in England, and yet you found a way to cast your light to the grassroots of your native land, Jamaica. 57 years ago, you were born a star, born to lead, born to give life, born to give light, born so that wherever you were, there would be no darkness. I remember you as a little star running around between Racecourse, Coffles, and Longwood. And like every star, everywhere you went, other people followed. All the young people were gravitated to your starlight. Everyone was attracted. They could feel the energy of your stardom and your coming through your personality, your belief in others, and the way you used to lean your head and your body to one side as you walked around. I never could understand what they found so compelling. Why whenever you were in a crowd, you were always the one talking, always the one telling a story, always encouraging. You were always a star. And especially the young girls got caught up in your starlight. Well, I remember Andrea, vivacious and absolutely beautiful Andrea, herself a star. One who would captivate the world in her starlight. You know, Caligan, some things were just not meant to be. And so your starlight grew into a beacon of light, took on excellent character traits like loyalty. You were loyal, friendship, community spirit, and caring for the weak and disadvantaged. It became obvious to us that your world was going to be larger than Jamaica. That God's providence was that you would shine in a brighter glow than Jamaica could provide. And so, with broken hearts, on the 19th of June, 1976, we watched you depart for Birmingham, England, to reunite with your family, a family I also came to know and love. And we knew that you would never forget us, and that wherever your light glowed, it would cover us as well. And so, my son, Birmingham's grassroots star, I watched your light grow as you used the tool that God gave you, cricket. With this weapon in your hand, you made heroes of small people. You brought sight to the blind. You set many captive of their desire to play. You placed them at a higher level of platform achievement in sport. You liberated many from prison's doors because you gave them an opportunity to shine. I always knew that your light would shine among the great stars of cricket. Malcolm, Marshall, Vivian, Richards, you name it, you were with them. And so your light shone in hallways and pitches of power and prestige. You walked with kings, queens, prime ministers, and all the greats of cricket. And everybody shone with you. Your light shone all over the Caribbean, Australia, India. Anywhere there was cricket, there was your light. I remember the last time I saw you in Jamaica. You had taken some of the great players of the UK to play in ordinary schools and communities around Jamaica. That was phenomenal. You invited me to speak to the group from the UK about Jamaican culture. It was the first time any of them come in Jamaica. And I just knew what you were doing, you know. All you wanted to do was show off to me how powerful you had become and what you had become and blaze and just radiate in your own light. You was always like that, just too enough. I was proud, however, of what you had become, and I've always been proud of you. A passing thought to your mirror image, a star of your own making, the great Terence Wallen, Terry. Sometimes Terry seemed like a shadow of you, but there was something about your light that allowed other people to shine forth without you suffocating them. And so Terry moved out of your shadow and created his own light. But that is a tribute to your light. And then, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday the 26th of August, Terry called me with the terrible news. The light had gone out. The star has died. And I said to myself, when a star dies, does another one take its place? When a star dies, do the others dull their lights even for a moment in tribute? When a star dies, does it die never to shine again? When a star dies, does its illumination die with it totally? Or does it leave a glow to shine continually on those it was its destiny to cover? And then my mind flashed to the shooting star. You know, the one that would light up the sky for a brief moment with a radiance no one forgets and then disappears. We know not where it came from and we know not where it went. Like a shooting star, your light shone for a brief moment and now you're gone too soon. But guess what? The fragrance lingers. And then I realized that stars don't die. They live on in the hearts of those they love. Stars don't die. The Grassroots Star will continue to cover the poor and disadvantaged who will live out their dreams, not for the sake of the Grassroots Star, but for the sake of God himself who created that star. I say to the family, Dutz, Pastel, Terry, all the brothers and sisters, mourn not too much, because your brother, the Grassroots Star, has gone back to God, the source of his radiance. But his glow will live on in all our hearts. And as we maintain his legacy, Terry, you are the one who has been told, and you are the one who have been cultivated to keep his dreams alive. And I know he managed to see one of his own dreams fulfilled when he saw how you have grown to become a star yourself, Terry. Sted Wallen, I knew you as Callaghan, and as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Callaghan, Grassroots Star, Ambassador for cricket, cricket diplomat, father, brother, dearest son, your light will continue to shine as a beacon to excellence and passion. Your light lives on in all of us, in our hearts, in all that we do. Your light will shine. And all that's left for me now, my son, is to say farewell. Farewell. Rest in peace. And may God's light perpetually shine on you. My name is Sidney Bartley, former permanent secretary and cousin to Sted Wallen. Greetings, all of you. Let him down slowly, but let him down honorably. Respect.
And if you want to reflect on that and you have a program, it's in your program. But we thank him so much, Mr. Bartley, for what a wonderful tribute. As we heard at the very outset from one who made a contribution of his journey that took him to Channel 4, and he always spoke about that, we're glad there is a representative from Channel 4, a colleague of his at the time, David Brooke. Can we put our hands together for David at this time as he
comes? Good morning, Church. I'm very honoured to be here. As Director of Sport at Channel 4, I would often say that team selection is very important, picking the right team. Indeed, Sted always had a very strong view about team selection for the West Indies. But as I look round this wonderful church, at the wonderful friends and family and the numbers of people that have come here today, and I listen to these tributes, I'm clear on one thing: the best selection I ever made was getting Sted to take the message of Channel 4 out as to the British West Indian and British Asian communities. There was no one better at Stedford at doing that, and to this date that's my proudest working achievement, is to bring Sted into Channel 4. Just a few weeks ago, I was privileged enough to attend the Winston Davis fundraising event at the Bristol West Indies Cricket Club, organised by one of Stedford's very closest colleagues and another unsung hero of British West Indies grassroots cricket, and that's Mr. Steve Stevenson. He's here over there. Everyone knows Steve. And it was a wonderful occasion in Bristol at the wonderful Bristol West Indies Cricket Club, a fundraising event for Winston Davis, West Indies fast bowler who got disabled in an accident and now needs the support of the community of cricket fans. It was attended by the entire West Indies cricket team and the entire management and support staff. They all attended this event. And I'm happy to say that although it's a tragic event that brings us here, Stedford would have been, well, he would have been very proud, because a minute's silence was observed by the players and the people there in honour of Stedford. And indeed, Joel Garner, who's manager of this West Indies tour, he was shocked. He said in his remarks when he made his speech that he was shocked and saddened to hear of Sted's passing. He'd seen him only a couple of weeks earlier, and the whole team shared that sadness. They had a minute's silence, black armbands were worn by the West Indies team, and how proud would Sted have been for that Test match victory at Headingley? He would have loved it. Sted's brothers will be pleased to know that I met, or one of Sted's brothers anyway, the one that doesn't like cricket, will be pleased to know that I actually met Sted for the first time at Craven Cottage, home of Fulham. But Fulham weren't playing that day. We wouldn't waste our time watching Fulham. It was England versus Jamaica. And I was very impressed with Sted's organisation of the Reggae Boys Supporters Club. There were almost as many Jamaicans watching that game as fans of England. And if you saw England play last night, you'd know why. And I said to Sted, you know, do you follow cricket? You know, could you do the same thing for cricket? Because Channel 4's just won the rights to English cricket for the next 5 years. Do you think you could do the same for cricket? You know, do you follow it at all? He said, follow it? Well, I realise now what a stupid question that was. I mean, Sted's love affair with West Indies cricket was unconditional. It doesn't matter whether they're winning, losing, whatever the performance of the team. He loved West Indies cricket. Indeed, he loved cricket. Any match, any game, but particular passion for West Indies cricket. And as the remarks from the distinguished speakers that preceded me, he understood the value of cricket, which, unlike football, is unique because it brings people together of different cultures, and it teaches values like respect. When you're given out in cricket by the umpire, you put your bat under your arm, you take your gloves off, and you walk off. You don't say, I wasn't out, didn't hit it. And those values that it teaches are, you know, important life lessons, and it sounds like Sted was very big on that, giving life lessons. And one lesson I learned from him was the importance of cricket in bringing communities together. And when I attended the Cultural Sports Day, I was delighted to see the results of Sted's labours, and I knew why that was his key project. And I was thrilled to hear the Deputy Mayor of Birmingham say earlier that that event will continue. I think that's a wonderful legacy for Sted. At Channel 4, Channel 4 were involved in cricket for 6 years, and the reason why I needed Sted was that I had sort of sold the idea of cricket on Channel 4 in on the basis that we would do it differently. Channel 4's core values are innovation, creativity, and diversity. It's a word that is often neglected or used for box ticking. But for me, it was important that we repositioned and represented cricket to appeal not just to the England fans, but to British West Indians and British Asian supporters. And right from the start, that was what marked out our coverage as different. We had the famous Caribbean Summer in the year 2000, which featured programmes on Caribbean art and culture and music as well as the cricket. And that's why it was important that we had to have someone who could be good at that community activation. And Sted served tirelessly as a gifted administrator, a tireless worker, a visionary in his own right, an endless enthusiast, and if I can correct the minister, Babsy Grange, or Olivia Grange, in one respect, yes, he could bat, and Sted could bowl, but as a wicket-keeper batsman, he was supreme. I remember Channel 4 had a game at Windsor Palace as part of our activation. And he excelled. I could see why, if it wasn't for Jeffrey Dujon, Sted would have played for Jamaica, make no mistake, he'd have probably played for West Indies as well. Our street cricket programme, in which we went up and down the country getting games of cricket to people wherever they were, Sted brought in his friends, Vivian Richards, who acted as patron, and we would just walk on to the lowest areas and really bring the communities together, organise a cricket match. We were in Blackburn the day after the race riots, bringing Bengalis, Indians, Pakistanis and West Indians and English together to play cricket. And that's a legacy, a real legacy. I remember once Sted was committed to also helping people in the Caribbean, for this not to be a legacy from Channel 4 that would just be in the UK. And we arranged for Channel 4 sponsored a youth camp in Jamaica, flying over Sir Bobby Simpson to do some coaching of the players individually. And I remember being, it was wonderful. Marlon Samuels and Chris Gale were two of the players in that group. Look what's happened to them. They owe their bling to Sted. But I remember being called in to see the chief executive at Channel 4. He said, "What's all this then?" It's a £5,000 sponsorship of Jamaican Cricket Association. Shouldn't we be promoting England? I said, "Yeah, well, England needs someone to play against." Thanks to Sted, I've continued my involvement in West Indies cricket, and I spend now half the year covering cricket for Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, KLES Sports Radio Jamaica 105.8. Keep it locked. TVJ, Voice of Barbados, and anyone else that will have me. And I've been covering this tour, and I know Sted would have been thrilled to see the improvements of this West Indies team. He was a believer, not a believer, a believer. He may have been a believer too, but he never shared his love of Justin Bieber with me. He was a believer, and on leaving Channel 4, we were determined to continue working together, and let's face it, our friendship. He always laughed. I called him Stedford. No one else called him that, apparently, and he called me DB. DB is my initials. And I want to ensure that the legacy of Sted continues. And do you know, a funny thing has happened since his passing. And it's almost a miracle, really, that Steve Stevenson and his brother Terry, who's put all this together today, have been... We've all made contact together, and I think in our individual ways, the three of us are coming together to make sure that Sted's legacy will live on. I mean, the idea, the project that Sted most liked was an event called Cricket Splash 2018. This was going to be an event that combined cricket and reggae music in a festival of cricket, top quality cricket with reggae music. Well, I have a feeling that that event would be well supported by this community if we were to bring it to Birmingham. Maxi Priest, are you available? Are you here? And I would certainly, Sted and I formed the Grassroots Cricket Association. Sted was vice president, I'm the chairman, and Viv Richards is our patron. And I would like today to invite Mr. Steve Stevenson and, of course, the great Terence Wallen to join us as vice presidents to continue the work that Sted started. This is too important. It's way too important to end that now. Ultimately, Sted gave his life for this project, you know, for West Indies cricket and for bringing the communities of Birmingham and Jamaica together. And I know how proud he would have been of the West Indies team performance on the field. And he would have wanted to continue this project to find, not just to raise awareness and to pass the cricketing baton on from one generation to another, but also to find the next Viv Richards, to find the next Courtney Walsh, but maybe not to find the next Ben Stokes. Thanks very much.